Maul reacts to the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl controversy.
He clearly got the offer. Again, Kendrick may have gotten the offer before this year. I don't know that. But he clearly got it this year because of his momentum based off of that record.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why when I say, yo, like, is he gonna perform that like at the Super with Pepsi, like behind?
On an episode of Rory and Mal, Mal broke down the controversy in regards to the selection of Kendrick Lamar for the upcoming Super Bowl. A lot of folks are up in arms for the choice and think that there is something deeper, darker, and criminal about the selection. So let's get into what Mal said and also break down some of Rory's reaction. So, a little bit into the episode, Mal says that people felt like it should have been Lil Wayne. A lot of people think that Mal might agree just because he's an OVO fan, but he actually says that he doesn't agree and says that he doesn't think Wayne has enough solo big records. After that, Mal says he believes Kendrick being chosen ignites a lot of issues because there's a few months until the Super Bowl happens, right? It's going to happen in February, which gives us a lot of time to talk about all of this drama. Mal then wonders if the NFL will allow Kendrick to say PDF file. That's right, Not Like Us is a very big record, and in that record, you know, the song not only is the PDF file part of it, but the song is essentially about how people are outside of the culture, and also that could be a message that the NFL does not want out there. Who knows? Mal also says that the Super Bowl will be in Cali in 2026, hinting that the time is odd and wonders if he was given the Super Bowl because of his beef with Drake. I will say a caveat here is I believe Roc Nation does not have control of the 2026 Super Bowl. And I think after the Roc Nation takeover, there will be a whitewashing of the performers. Only time will tell. Rory then notes that Mal is in a divided point because he has to choose between two affiliations. He's really close to Hove, but he's also close to Drake. If I have to look at that, I don't know if I always wondered about Mal's relationship with Hove. If it's really as close as it appears. It kind of seems like in some ways he actually might be closer to Drake now than Hove, but only time will tell. Mal also reveals Drake has turned down the Super Bowl 4 times. Now, where he got that information, I'm unsure. And also, could Drake have turned down the Super Bowl when Roc Nation had it? And if he did, may that be the reason why Jay-Z turned to Kendrick Lamar? Who knows? Mal then acknowledges Jay-Z's part in choosing Kendrick to perform on the heels of the beef. Will Not Like Us play? That's something they talk about again. Rory then brings up something very interesting and a theory we've heard on YouTube before and all over the Twitter streets, is that Jay-Z was the puppet master and the one pulling the strings when he sent Meek Mill after Drake in 2016. Remember that beef? Some could call it the first attempt at an elimination of Drake. Yeah, a lot of people in the industry, or at least in podcasting, believe that Meek Mill was someone sent to put a chink in the armor of Drake. And I believe it did, as Meek Mill was the one that would leak the reference records that both Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar would use against Drake. So the infrastructure, the foundation, the bedrock of what people would be using against Drake would be laid down. Then Mal says that Jay-Z likely feels some type of way in regards to Drake, and Rory says that he might be right because, you know, people are saying that this isn't about Kendrick, this isn't about Drake, this is just about Kendrick, but why would the promo be no round twos? That is clearly a response to what Drake said on his Instagram Live. Then the two hosts highlight how Drake has dissed Riri and Megan Thee Stallion, which are two Roc Nation affiliated acts. We all know that when Chris Brown and Rihanna had that incident, anytime Chris Brown would perform, you would see Jay-Z in the audience not looking like he felt it at all. I'm telling you, go back and watch some VMA shows and you will see Jay-Z was disgusted by Chris Brown. Could the same thing be happening with Drake? Remember, Drake was very pro Tory in the case. So there's a lot of moving pillars here. There's a lot of things going on, and I think Rory and Mal are really adept to break down this whole situation. And to be honest, this is the continuation of the Drake verse Kendrick beef. It may not result in a rap song, but the Cold War after the Hot War is brewing. Remember, after the 2 world wars, they were like, man, we don't want to fight another war again. There's too much cost. We gotta stop this. So they entered the Cold War, which was a bunch of subliminals, and it was small countries, small satellite countries fighting against each other. And now you're seeing that in the terms of rap sense, with small podcasts fighting against each other, small creators. This side is Team Kendrick, this side is Team Drake. On the subreddit message boards, there's factions from both sides. The other day, on my subreddit for the Joe Budden Network, I caught some dude posting like 6 posts about Kendrick Lamar. And it was clear that this person was trying to gain a narrative control for Kendrick Lamar. Now, I'm not saying that, I'm just pointing that out, that fans are moving crazy. I don't know if it was a K-bot, but it was looking wild. And one thing we also have to talk about is this idea that Jay-Z doesn't choose who performs at the Super Bowl. Are you guys morons? Not all you guys. Some people know that Jay-Z, if you select the short list, then you are definitely the person who is choosing who goes on the Super Bowl. And here's another thing. The Jay-Z Roc-Nation NFL deal is one that is very contentious. It is not one that is very, like, everybody was rosy. There's reports of the NFL, within the people within the NFL don't like that they made the deal, that they were strong-armed essentially into making that deal because Roger Goodell was so desperate to improve the NFL standing within the public eye after the Kaepernick situation that he gave them carte blanche to execute whatever they wanted to execute. And there's reports by Don Van Natta at ESPN that Roc Nation played a role in some of the Gruden stuff. Remember when John Gruden's emails were leaked and there was comments made in there, and this goes very deep. Like, pause. This goes very, very deep. And I think a lot of people are missing that this is likely the last year Jay-Z and Roc Nation will have control of the Super Bowl. And I believe that NFL, there's some people who are not going to want this. And I'm telling you, please, people, put your allegiances of hip-hop to the side. They're not going to want the discourse of the Super Bowl to be about a record that is, one, talking about, of course, criminal behavior with, the PDF file, and 2, not like us. They not like us. You got to assume the big populations is not going to like that messaging, that branding. There's also a big threat looming. What if Fox News, one of the Fox News people, gets a hold of this? They're going to be on Fox News. Why is this song being played? It's exclusionary. I'm telling you, man, I predict that there will be a scandal ignited by someone in the right-wing universe and say, why is this being played by the Super Bowl? The NFL is being reactionary. I foresee that. I think it's going to happen. I'm not saying I want it to happen, but it's only a matter of time. And I think it's something we need to be curious about. But other than that, let me know what you think about Rory and Mal's response to Kendrick Lamar being chosen for the Super Bowl. I think there's a lot to be said. Jay-Z is certainly, he certainly has an issue with Drake. Where there's smoke, there's fire. That's simply just the case. And Jay-Z and Drake have been engaged in a war that links back to the title days. I think it's like Floyd Mayweather. Whenever he sees a new boxer, even though he was one of the best boxers ever, he's going to comment on them. Whether it be Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, he's going to say something about them. And that's what Jay-Z's doing. And he's using his resources to curate the narrative about his career and also the people that come after him. All right, y'all, that's my video for now. Follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.